Hello Ice and Fire Nerds, this is Chris, so let's continue our Game of Thrones series on Foreshadowing and pick up right where we left off in Part 2, still on Season 1, Episode 1, Winter is Coming. So last time we stopped right about the time when Ned and Catelyn were at the Godswood cleaning ice and having a conversation about Robert riding to Winterfell to ask Ned to become Hand of the King. So let's pick up on our next scene where we see Robb, Jon, and Theon getting all pretty for the Queen.
Go on, Tommy, cheer him good. He's never met a girl he likes better than his own hair.
So first off, Robb says shear him good. So that's not a good sign for Jon, because I believe that's another hint that leads to
for the watch.
But what's cool here about this scene is Robb is first in the chair, Jon is second in the chair, and we don't see Theon get in the chair at all. And of course that leads to
the Lannisters send their regards.
So those were the first two Stark kids to die. Now of course Robb didn't come back like Jon did, but also Theon was in this scene as well, and Theon here was talking about Joffrey, the asshole he was, and his royal prick.
Think of all those southern girls he gets to stab with his right royal prick.
So why was Theon talking about royal pricks and who he gets to stab with them? Yeah, so I think this is a little hint here that Jon and Robb are both going to die, and Theon was going to lose his manhood. And in our next scene, we see Bran climbing around Winterfell. Now, they made sure to show us this very close up. They made sure to kind of leave us on the edge of our seats like he was about to fall anyway. They were sure to make this scene kind of tense, and of course that led directly to this in the same episode.
The things I do for love.
And in our next scene, we see Arya admiring the royal procession. So nothing really special about this shot other than establishing the size of Winterfell, stuff like that, seeing the king ride in with the various guards, Jaime Lannister, other main characters we're going to be introduced to, but it did focus a lot on the Hound. From Arya's perspective here, and of course that led to
Kick all you like, Wolfgar. Won't do you no good.
A lot of time spent together by the Hound and Arya, which becomes a major plot point in our story, and I do think they'll meet again. And in the next scene, we see Robert get off his horse to greet the Starks, and we see
Cat.
Your Grace.
Must be Robb. Aye, you're a pretty one.
So were you paying attention? Did you see what Robert did there? First he hugs Ned, then he hugs Cat, he pats Rickon on the head, and then he shakes Robb's hand. He doesn't touch any other Stark whatsoever, and of course that led to, as well as this, and then of course,
the Lannisters send their regards.
And lastly in Season 6, and also in this very same scene, he says to Arya,
Your name is?
Arya.
and of course that leads to this.
No harder than taking a new name, if you know the way.
Show me how.
And then of course he tells Bran, you'll be a soldier.
Shows your muscles. You'll be a soldier.
Yes he will, Robert, yes he will. So there was a lot going on in this one scene. Robert touches every single Stark that dies, including Catelyn. Both Robb and Catelyn at the Red Wedding. Rickon in Season 6, he asks Arya her name, indicating that she's going to become no one. And of course, he asks Bran to show him his muscles, tells him he's going to become a soldier. So that's exactly what becomes, a soldier in the war to come, as far as being the next Three-Eyed Crow. So alright guys, that'll do it for Part 3. We're going to continue to do this all throughout every single season and every single episode. So we'll pick up in Part 4 where we left off here to finish out Season 1, Episode 1, Winter is Coming. So be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what I missed in the first couple videos. And I know some things are quite obvious, and I know some things are a bit of a stretch, but I think there's a connection there. As we saw in Episode 5 of Season 6, Hold the Door, they knew all this from the very beginning, obviously because of the books. So you got to give them a little credit here. Every line's so important, every little scene's so important on TV visually, just because they have to change the format from book stuff, which is basically unlimited paragraphs, to a show format to fit it within an hour or so and only so many seasons. And it's pretty damn cool to go back and see all this with a new set of eyes, kind of knowing what's already going to happen. As usual, thank you for all the support, especially to you guys on Patreon. Also, as usual, a shout out to my executive Patreon smokescreen producers, Hall Griffin and Vol Guy 10. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to subscribe to get everything, and make sure you click that bell to get notified. And if you're a subscriber here already, make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people due to some kind of glitch. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you